Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode we started the Flux expansion and we also found Sabine again, so that's going to be interesting. Well, she contacted us, we haven't actually found her yet, but let's start this episode by feeding the cat and resting, of course. And we're focusing on trying to get water and food for the flotilla. I haven't quite worked out how easy it's going to be yet. If we get a lot of sixes, I mean, that's not too bad, actually. I actually expected that to be much worse. Let's go back over here. I'm going to use all my sixes to try and pass these checks. We also need to get 2 more scrap components, which could be a problem. Yeah, let's use my 6. The 6 will stop the Heaven Edge alert, as far as I can tell. It doesn't make it rise. Okay, so I could use the 5. Let's try it. Okay, sweet. We got positive outcome. So we're halfway to getting all the water we need. We have a handful of... Well, we have 2 4s and a 3. Let's... Oh... I've got the algae farms, but it's annoying because all of these... all of these are skills that I haven't got buffed up, so it could be a problem. Let's just throw a 4 in here and see what happens. There's a chance for this to be 2 algae access, so this one's easier to obtain. Cross your fingers. Boop, we got 1. You talk to the farmers about the refugees, about the need for supplies, and a few come around to the idea. Alright, I'm going to save these last couple we have here. I'm going to try and get some scrap from working with yet again. If I can. Let's try. Oh, I guess I get more energy for patrolling the ward. Please don't go wrong. Got energy, okay. Not what I actually wanted. I need scrap. I can't buy scrap from the exchange, can I? I can only buy scrap from the scrap dealer, and I'd already bought all the scrap. I can sell my components here, but that's not very useful. Not useful at all. Yeah, we're at the whims of our dice right now. What do I want to use this 3 for? Guess I could re-roll it and hope we get a 6. Nah. Thanks. Thanks, game. That was real helpful of you. That was. I traded my 3 for a 3. Perfect. 10 out of 10. What could possibly go wrong? 1 more day for MFIS. We've got a lot of stuff happening tomorrow, haven't we? Christ. It's really important I use this time as efficiently as possible. Because if I fail this over here, we'll be in trouble. Yeah, we're already 1 day down. Is there a timer for meeting the lady? There is. 2 days, huh? Peak asked you to meet them at the cordon. You hope they have a plan to cross, because this place seems imposing. Can I collect scrap from here? The wastes? I can. A +1. There's a chance this goes horribly wrong, though. Out here at the edge of the habitable parts of the eye, everything is scrap. The trick is finding components that are still usable. And staying safe. We do get the +1, but with a 3 it seems very risky. But we do have options, it's just... I think I am going to roll the dice on the algae stack with a 3. Hope we get a good outcome. We didn't. Esh gets angry with a farmer, questions her, and you struggle to calm her down. The ensuing debate is exhausting. Pope. Well, let's rest in the dorm. Oh, that's some good 6s right there. Oh, hello. As you leave, you find a note pinned on the outside of your door. It reads, Sleeper, there is something you need to see. Meet me at the cordon as soon as you can. Just keep heading around the ring until you hit the flotilla. I'll be waiting. Peek. You pocket the note and glance around the corridor. Looks like you are doing this. Time to make a plan. Sleeper! Moritz is leaning against the corridor wall. It's time. He looks away. Big job just came in. Grand finale. You up for it? Oh no, I'm ready. Alright then, we're in business. He pushes away from the wall. This has to work, Sleeper. Has to. He looks down. If it doesn't... We in trouble? The bay, you mean? He shrugs. We were already in trouble before you got here. The work so far hasn't been enough. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it, and I thought you of all people would understand that. He runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, didn't mean to be. He smiles. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance and I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper, we all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches at the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. And I would hate not to pay back my debts. Moritz stretches. I gotta get back. He nods and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. Okay, that's a problem. That's another thing I'm gonna have to worry about. Is that got a timer on it? Let's have a look. It does. God damn it. Okay, what in the name of hell is this thing? It's a solar sailor, huh? Interesting. So we can patch the solar hulls. An exhausting task. Patching solar sails means maintaining a laser focus for long periods of time. And time, something you don't have. We can untangle the sails. The spurs need resetting and the system rebooting. But if you are careful, you can safely untangle some of the sail while you do this. This is a problem. Solar window, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, huh? The selected launch window for the Stalwart Vector's maiden voyage is closing. This is going to be a tight one. We do get 3 per success though, so use a 3 in here. That goes to a 5. The main problem I've got, if I just had this, I wouldn't have a problem. But because I have to deal with the whole, you know, flotilla thing, this could actually be a problem. Let's use my 3s. I want to use the 5. Or do I use these to finish getting the water? There's a much tighter time on the sailor than there is for the flotilla, but I have more to do for the flotilla. In theory, I could get this almost done right now. That would leave me just needing to get the algae. And we still need to get the scrap. I'm going to make the executive decision here to go and help Bliss. I think the timeline is worse for Bliss than it is for the refugees. There's way more we need to do in way shorter of a time, so I'm gonna, unless they both give me 2? No, this gives me 3. Okay, so this is actually the better choice here. I made 5 cryo. You delicately spin the spur, unwinding the sailcloth without it tearing. Bliss thumps you on the arm. He's impressed. Okay, that's another 3. Oh yeah, we are making some decent headway on this one. Another 3. Okay, we're over halfway. I think we're doing well. That's another day done, and we are starving, so let's go into the gimbal lounge while we're up here. I really hope money doesn't suddenly become a problem, because that'd be something else I'd have to deal with. Alright, let's go down. My episodes have gone from, I'm doing one thing at a time to I'm doing 100 things at a time. I'm kind of I'm a bit scared. I'm going to screw something up here. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, Emphys is done. Let's speak to Emphys. Emphys is preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth, before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. He's a good sleeper. Very good, he says, without looking up. I bartered with Minji for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi. What is dashi? A soup base. Very good. Emphys slides the sliced Matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle, Emphys explains. Should be good to warm now. He places a pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there is one difference this cycle, he smiles. You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it's my turn to provide a story. Okay. Good. This story is important to me. He gestures for you both to sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Emphys runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it an anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits, tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up. The company school to company show. Conway, from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and the failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones, bad stuff. After a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there were hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home. Back to that company colony that spat us out. To be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars. But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Emphys reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It's ready. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I'll not let their story die, and as long as I'm telling it, it will remain. Emphys pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the Matsutake and thinking. Emphys busies himself with cleaning the plans and the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It is not that there is nothing to say. It is that sometimes in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Memphis taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savouring the final dregs of the broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before. Oh, is that it? Oh, I finished his story? Story Eater. So now we can eat there. Wonderful. What an interesting story. And I'm assuming, yes, it's gone now. Okay, well, we need to rest. Our energy's full, which is incredibly nice. We're going to lose a dice, I think. So let's just rest for the night. Hope we get a good roll. Let's feed the cat. I swear to God, I'm going to pump like 400 cryo into this cat. It's not going to do a damn thing. Oh, complete active scenes. I guess I have to go and speak to the lady. I forgot about it completely. Hang on. Let me go speak to Ash. Ash? Yes. Ash? Is it Ash or Peak? Oh God. I think it is Ash. Peak is the other lady, right? Oh no, Peak. Never mind. Ash is the one who's helping us get the food and the water. A cautious spacer. Sleeper. Peak catches your attention from the shadowy corner from there where... From the shadowy corner they were leaning against. Any trouble getting up here? None. Good to hear. Come, take a look at this. They beckon you over to a nearby window, which looks across the ruined ring to the blinking red lights of the Heaven Edge cordon. The cordon's temporary structures, a net of metal struts meant to detect and dissuade any ships from entering or leaving the flotilla, jut out into the black, and all around the tugs flit, securing them in place and tending to the red, blinking drones that demark the quarantine. It's an impressive and worrying sight. What do you think? Peak interrupts your thoughts. How would you get through this? Use one of the tugs? As an escort, you mean? I doubt we could fit all the supplies on one of those tugs. But if it seemed like the Briar was being officially escorted through the cordon, Peak squints at the red lights. But then we'd be stuck inside. Peak turns away from the window and rubs their forehead. Ash has really wrapped us up in something here, hasn't she? The question is spoken under their breath, and they don't seem to expect an answer. The silence grows. Why are you helping the flotilla? Peak looks up. You don't think it's a worthy cause? They pause. We ran into them when we escaped Hawthorne. Ash insisted we investigate their distress signal. I'm not saying we shouldn't have. Peak stares out of the window at the distant blinking lights of the arrived ships. It's just... Peak brushes back their hair. Forget it. Let's focus on the plan. They flash you an easy smile. It doesn't matter why. We are the ones who are going to help them. The way I see it, there are 3 parts to making it through that cordon. They gesture out the window of the strange structure. Deception, distraction, and speed. We'll need all of them for a clean passage, though. Deception means tricking the cordon security into thinking that we are meant to be there. Maybe a tug escort would work. Anything that makes the Briar look official. Distraction, meanwhile, will be all about diverting attention so that no one looks too hard at what the Briar is doing. If we can create a gap in the cordon's scanning and deterrent systems, that should keep them busy. Finally, speed will mean making sure the Briar is ready to roll. Perhaps we can do a little work on the ship to get her ready. Esh surely wouldn't mind. They lean back from the window. How does that sound? Risky. Well, they smile. Yes, there's always going to be risk. That's how this works. We've got to be on board with that. Peek looks down at their slate. 10 cycles left. They glance out of the window at the cordon nervously. 10 cycles to gather the supplies and to prep this plan. It's tight. Very tight. Peek looks at you. If this goes wrong, Peek sighs. Just get out, okay? They squeeze your shoulder. I'll follow Ash anywhere, but you don't need to get dragged down with us. It won't come to that. Peek brightens up a little. Of course, but just keep that in mind. Let's get to it, Peek stretches. I'll tell Ash about the improvements to the Briar, and the rest, let's explore the cordon as best we can, and look for openings. I have no idea what guardian angel sent you to us, Sleeper, Peek smiles, but I'm very glad they did. Okay. We have a new drive here. Breaking quarantine, I assume? Scope the cordon? What do we need for that? Blend in with a crew? We can use interfacing here, so that shouldn't be too hard. The cordon buzzes with radio transmissions and data packets. Intercepting them will help give you a sense on how things run here. That'll give us 2, so we only need to do this 3 times. I mean, that's an extra 3 times on top of all the other stuff we still need to do. This is going to be quite stressful, quite close, and we've really got to hope we get some decent dice, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. Good lord. Yeah, we're still close on the reservoir, aren't we? Halfway. And all while trying to help Bliss. What have I done to myself? But, you know what, this seems like a good place for me to end this episode before we need to rest again. So thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. Helps keep the channel going. And as always, I'll see you next time.